vezes eu fico me perguntando, será que não devemos fazer o coito pelo menos uma vez na nossa relação? Bazinga!
Alright, so the Big Bang Theory is finally over. Unfortunately, it actually got an ending, much like every good sitcom should. Now, whether or not you classify the Big Bang Theory into the good category is really your opinion, but let's make one thing clear. The last episode was the one episode that I had the chance of enjoying, given that it's such a huge occasion. Every show has a story to tell or a goal to achieve, and once it's gotten to that point, it needs to be rounded off in a neat little package. It's the circle of life. You have a beginning and an end, then you go watch them together until the box set is released and you watch it all again. So regardless of the quality of a show, I always love seeing the final episode just to get a feel for how they round it off and how all the characters move on from what we've come to know and love them as. Or you could be the Big Bang Theory and much like every episode not actually conclude anything and instead just kind of throw a couple of ooh wow moments that even then aren't executed all too well and feel like they just knew they had to do it, so do it in somewhere randomly to get it over with. Point is, even the fan service falls flat, and that's the biggest strength you have in an episode like this. So let me compare it to some other sitcoms and tell you why it blows. Hey, come on! What's the big deal, eh? It's free TV! Why are you whining?
I'd say that less whining ought to do more thinking and less whining.
Alright, look, some people might love this, but the overall issue is that nothing actually happens. I mean, hell, they've had more of an ending in a previous episode where Sheldon gets a train at the end of the season, decides to leave because he can't handle change. That's like a huge thing you could end on. It's like a kind of bittersweet thing, you know? He doesn't like change and counters that with change. I don't know, man. I'm not a writer. There's a reason I don't write these things. Or Leonard's marriage to Penny. That's literally the setup for the first episode. Surely that's the easy endgame. It literally writes itself. The nerd gets the girl, ding dong, everyone wins. Even then, when Sheldon marries Amy, it's the same scenario. End it there. But you blew your load too early, Chuck Lorre, and that certainly is not
winning.
Yeah, okay, so Shell not wins a Golden Globe. Nobel Prize. That's real cool and all, I know that's a thing he wanted to do, but once again, nothing really happens with that. He's a jerk to his friends, like every episode, then he says sorry to them, again, like every episode, but on somewhat of a bigger scale, but not really, because there's no repercussions for him giving a speech to his friends at a Nobel Prize acceptance about how he doesn't give a shit about anything but his friends, and they all cry and it's great, and they literally end them all at the table eating Thai or whatever they normally do, and nothing progresses. It's not an ending just because you have sad music of the top, Chuck Lorre. Where's the change? Where's the endgame? In Friends, it's a huge deal because it's been building up to this farewell where all the friends must part ways and say goodbye and they're moving on from being friends and have to live their own life. It's sad, it's beautiful, it's like you're seeing your own friends move on and you're happy, you're satisfied. Here it's just like, oh, okay, sorry, we ran out of ideas. Bye-bye, look, they're all still eating Chinese food together. What beautiful friends. Then there's the fan service, which you would think would make up for it, but they kind of just glide by it. Look, there's been a big deal about this elevator being broke the entire series, and we all knew it would be fixed in the last episode, but they just kind of randomly bring it up like,
hey Shenron, the elevator is fixed now, isn't that lovely?
No, it is not. Put it back. I am not best pleased about that. Because hi, I am Shinigami and welcome to Jackass.
And slide right into the boring 100th episode of I Am Shellfish and I Don't Like Change once again. It just highlights how much they didn't have a story to tell, and their whole game in the beginning was just slap some Star Wars and Iron Man jokes to a show about awkward romances between beautiful, slutty, sexy girls and smelly loser nerds who fumble their way into relationships despite all being horrible, unlikable people who constantly screw each other over and have no chemistry, which is ironic considering the show's about science. Overall, an ending should be satisfying, it should feel conclusive. This didn't do that at all. It concluded the saga of the elevator and nothing else. Everything remained the same, and you don't feel like you've been on a huge journey that has just come to a close. There's no impact. All the important plot points that were there to be wrapped up were already wrapped up, and what they had left doesn't leave for anything they can work as a way to conclusively say that their story has ended and you can't make any more episodes. In How I Met Your Mother, he finally explained how he met your mother. In Friends, they all moved away, and therefore weren't really friends anymore. In 2.5 Men, they pull some fucking mental shit. I don't even know what happened in that. Either way, they all felt like endings. Something to conclude the story, to end it in an ending. Every episode of the Chandler Bing Theory felt like it never had a conclusion, resolution, or anything that was ever solved, and I guess in the spirit of the show, you could definitely say that this ending did the exact same thing. Also, I don't think the show is actually very funny. Sorry.